To discuss this and a lot more, joining me now is Alex Trayman. He is the CEO and Jerusalem Bureau Chief of Jewish News Syndicate. Alex, welcome to WION.
Thank you.
Now, we've been talking about this for the last few days. Israel is now offering Gazans safety. This has just been broken, even cash reward for information on hostages. What do you make of this development?
Well, obviously, Israel is using every tool at its disposal to find out more information about the hostages. They're using all their intelligence and surveillance, and certainly if they can get live on the ground information from Gazans, they'll use any source of information possible.
Right now, talking about the hostage crisis, one of the two Israeli hostages released from Hamas's custody described being kidnapped from her kibbutz and taken to a tunnel in Gaza. I went through hell, she says. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, she actually mentioned and referenced the spider web of tunnels that are under Gaza City and Gaza as a whole. And it's believed that there's over 500 kilometers of tunnel network underneath the city. This is what Hamas was doing with the money and also the cement and other supplies that they were given as humanitarian aid over many years. They used it to build this network of tunnels, which is used to house and hold the terror network. And it's believed that many of the hostages are, in fact, in this underground terror network.
Right. Alex, when will all the hostages be freed? What does Hamas want?
Well, Hamas is playing a psychological warfare game with the state of Israel and the international community, and they'll release the hostages when they think it's in their interest to do so. As you've seen already, over the last week or so, there's been a very slow stream of the release of foreign nationals and elderly hostages, and they're doing that in order to try to give the international community the impression that they are willing to release the hostages and to use that as a lever to try to prevent an Israeli ground incursion. But for Israel, while they're happy to get any of these, all of the hostages back, so far we've only seen 4 out of over 220 hostages taken, at least 220. And Israel's primary responsibility is going to be to make sure that Hamas is not able to take further hostages, more so than whatever they have to do to try to get these hostages back.
Right. Now, we just saw some footage that was released shortly before we went on air. The Israeli military released the footage of strikes in Lebanon and Sheba farms. Now, we've been asking on the show whether this war will broaden into a wider regional conflict. What's your assessment of that?
Well, the border has been hot, so to speak, with both Hezbollah and its many terror cells along the much wider border with Lebanon and to Israel's north, very active. And there's been guided anti-tank missiles fired at Israeli installations over the past several days plus week. And Israel's also been firing back at Hezbollah positions. And I think what you can see here clearly is that it's not about Palestinians or a two-state solution. This is about Iran's terror proxies trying to do whatever they can to destroy the state of Israel and then to delegitimize the state of Israel in the international community and in the realm of public opinion the moment Israel strikes back.
Alex, just a final question there. Why is Netanyahu's son missing from the battlefield? What's he doing in Miami?
Well, I think it's probably one of the least important questions that's been asked since this conflict started, and it's a story that's planted by the ranks of those that have been protesting against Netanyahu from well before this war ever started. But I do have information Netanyahu has been raising money for Israeli causes since the war began, and actually organizing the transfer of much needed medical equipment and other equipment to the state of Israel.
Right, Alex, thank you so much for all your insights and thanks for joining us on Gravitas tonight.
Thank you.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.